A billionaire was diagnosed with a terminal illness, but the only way for him to survive was to first kill himself. As a lethal injection was administered into his body, he was placed into a machine that spun at high speed. Once he stopped breathing entirely, his brain's consciousness parameters were extracted and transferred into a new body. Just like that, the billionaire who was supposed to die in a few days was brought back to life. However, because consciousness couldn't exist in two bodies simultaneously, his previous body had to be discarded. Though the procedure cost a staggering $1 billion, it was worth every penny to the billionaire. Not only had he cheated death, but he was now 40 years younger. However, adapting to this new body required some adjustment. The hospital put him through a series of rehabilitation exercises to strengthen the connection between his brain and the new body. In the meantime, he spread rumors online about his death and created a new identity for himself so he could quietly enjoy his retirement. After leaving the hospital, he headed to his 10,000 square foot mansion, which he had purchased in advance. Gazing at the luxury cars parked outside, he couldn't wait to experience the life he never had when he was young. By day, he played basketball at a local court. By night, he brought a different beautiful woman home each time. For the first time, he understood just how resilient a young body could be. However, one day, he started experiencing severe headaches, accompanied by strange, fragmented memories that he had never had before. That's when he remembered something he had forgotten: the doctor's warning about potential side effects from the memory transfer. He was supposed to take a red pill regularly, but he had been so caught up in his new life that he completely forgot about it. Panicked, he rushed to the bathroom and quickly swallowed a red pill. But before he could regain his balance, a wave of dizziness overtook him, and he collapsed. As he lay there, more unfamiliar memories flooded his mind. In these fragmented visions, there was a pumpkin-shaped water tower and a mother-daughter duo he had never seen before. He couldn't understand why these images were surfacing in his brain. After recovering, his curiosity got the better of him. He searched online for photos of the pumpkin-shaped water tower and, to his shock, he found it. The location was provided in the article, so he decided to go see it for himself. Following the map, he soon arrived at the water tower, which stood several stories tall, exactly as it had appeared in his memory. He approached the small house beneath the water tower and knocked on the door. When no one answered, he pushed it open and stepped inside. The first thing he saw was a photograph of the strange woman he had envisioned. It was clear this was her house. There was even a family photo with her, a man, and a child. The man in the picture looked exactly like him, or rather, it was him. Just as he was trying to process this shocking realization, he felt a gun press against the back of his head. The woman had returned. At first, she thought her home was being invaded, but when the billionaire turned around to face her, she broke down, collapsing to the floor. She couldn't believe it. Her husband, who had been missing for years, was standing right in front of her. Just as he was about to explain himself, he noticed strangers approaching the house. Grabbing the gun, he quietly moved to the door and aimed it at the intruders just as they were about to enter. But they weren't alone. One entered through the front door to create a distraction, while another sneaked in through the back and quickly subdued the woman. The billionaire, caught off guard, was overpowered, and his gun was snatched away. At that moment, a third man entered the room, a man the billionaire recognized. It was a guy he had played basketball with just a few days earlier. Realizing this wasn't a coincidence, he figured out that they had intentionally gotten close to him and followed him. But instead of harming the billionaire, the man told him that he still had time to leave if he wanted to. The billionaire wasn't in a hurry to escape, though. He had questions. He had been told that the bodies used for consciousness transfers were genetically engineered, but it was now obvious that wasn't true. The host was clearly the woman's husband. He noticed the group was preparing to burn the cars outside, and he guessed the house would be next. Seeing an opportunity, he caught one of the thugs off guard, quickly disarming him and knocking him unconscious. Even the billionaire was surprised by his sudden agility. It was as if his body's muscle memory had been awakened. However, the noise alerted the others outside. Two of them rushed in, guns drawn. The basketball player told the others to put down their weapons, then casually walked outside and instructed them to torch the house, thinking it would solve all their problems. The billionaire quickly woke the unconscious woman and led her to the living room. Noticing smoke seeping from the cracks in the floor, he realized there had to be a ventilation system below. His hunch was right. There was a hidden basement. As the fire started to consume the house, the billionaire fired a shot through a crack in the floor, hitting one of the thugs in the leg. The flamethrower's blast then hit the basketball player, causing chaos among the intruders. Seizing the moment, the billionaire took down the remaining thugs one by one. With the house now burning and the thugs defeated, the billionaire was ready to leave. But to his surprise, the woman stopped him, refusing to let him go.